I think one thing's for sure, and that is that, people want the next generation consoles, except for the Xbox Series S. And I got to be honest, I think the Xbox Series S is a nice little console. I just don't think it's going to be the hardcore console if you're like a hardcore gamer looking to like jump into full next generation and you're a 4K person and you want that, 4K experience with high visuals and things like that. It's more of a beginner's type thing, or it's more of a like let's just say you want to play Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA, PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends. Let's just say you want to play those type of games. Yeah, it's more probably your speed to do something like that because you can get some really good frame rates out of it, and those games don't require a lot of graphical amazing things anyway, and that's just pretty much what I mean by that. So for me personally, I like it. Like I have one in the living room. Some of the kids have it. It's just they didn't need. Well, not that I probably could have got them a Series X, but they didn't really need that for the type of games that they play. And I think that it really kind of goes to show, what everybody's kind of talking about in terms of being able to play these games and just have something to enjoy. And again, what they like most about it is, hey, we have these faster loading times, and the frame rates are much better and stuff like that. I think that really kind of goes a long way in getting like people excited for the future and things like that. And I think that's the easiest way. I mean, they're I have twin stepsons who are like, I got them into gaming pretty much. I mean, they did it a little bit before, but to be honest with you, it wasn't nearly as much because I got them both Xboxes and things like that. And then, of course, this past Christmas, Series S's, that's really, really, really something that I think people should look into. You know what I mean? Just like I think that if you can get people into video games, then I think that's a smart thing, and it's a good thing. People like to have a little bit of escapism and have fun and things like that. But we do got some bad news, and I'm going to get into this. AMD dropping the hammer. What's up, everybody? It's Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Rack them up, fact them up, all that good stuff. Hit a like button for a change. That'd be great. Let's get into it. So everybody wants a new console, but not necessarily can find one, and it doesn't look like that's going to really be helped anytime soon. Now, according to this anyway, Lisa Su, the AMD CEO, has said that global chip shortages could extend to next year, which would have a noticeable impact on the supply of the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. AMD CEO Lisa Su said during the Code Conference in California that chip shortages will most likely continue at least until next year, given the fact that Xbox Series consoles and PS5 both use AMD chips in their systems. The global shortages has a direct impact on production, making getting them a tough ordeal. As reported by CNBC, Su explains that it takes anywhere from 18 to 24 months to set up manufacturing plants in an effort to meet the ever-increasing demand for the chips. That point basically means that these developments would bear fruit would be around the second half of 2022, following which the shortages could be eased down. The sentiment was also echoed by head of Xbox Phil Spencer a couple weeks ago. We've always gone through cycles of ups and downs where demand has exceeded supply or vice versa, according to Su. This time it's different. It may take, 18 to 24 months to put on a new plant, and in some cases even longer than that. These investments were started perhaps a year ago. The COVID-19 pandemic inevitably caused a lot of problems for manufacturing chains all around the globe, which also includes Sony and Microsoft's latest machines. Despite releasing at an inopportune time with software that was late to the party, both machines are, boasting sales figures, really good, impressive sales figures, particularly Sony's PS5, which is breaking all kinds of records, which is good. I think that it's good to see that, the console is, not only is it breaking records, but it's, just absolutely out there crushing it. And I think that that's fantastic. I think everybody's enjoying that aspect of things. So hopefully it's something that we continue to see, because I love that. I want to see consoles succeed, and I want to see consoles continue to do incredibly well. But what Phil Spencer said specifically as well, he warns that shortages could still plague the next generation until next year even. Again, and so many people were quick to say that we would for sure get a mid-gen refresh, and I'm like, we can't even get these current ones out the door, and they're gonna have put new strain on stock. I think it's ridiculous. But speaking with the Wrap, the head of Xbox talked about the potential challenges being faced that could bleed over into next year. Spencer said it goes beyond just the chip shortages that many people know about, but also the other parts needed to make sure consoles can be produced. I think it's probably too isolated to talk about it as just a chip problem. When I think about it, what does it mean to get parts necessarily to build a console today and then get it to the market where the demand is? There are multiple kinds of pinch points in that process, and I think regretfully it's going to be with us for months and months, definitely through the end of the calendar year and into the next calendar year. The thing that's most disappointing is just the fan disappointment. People really want this new generation of consoles. They're good consoles, both from us and, he says, other platform holders. And they want the new functionality while working hard to bring them to market. But it's going to be a challenge that we'll work on for quite a while. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X are technically available, but stock for all versions of the systems tend to fluctuate, and it probably won't be changing anytime soon. Obviously, both Microsoft and Sony launched their new generation consoles almost a year ago with the Series X and S and the PlayStation 5, but as people know, getting the system wasn't nearly as easy as it was in years past. With the global pandemic obviously going on, it leads to a lot of shortages and lots of people F5ing furiously on various storefronts, while stock of next-gen systems have trickled slowly through 2021, and they are not exactly impossible, where we're nowhere close to where most places have enough stock where you could just go in and pick one up. So I haven't seen anything like this, to be quite honest with you, since I think probably the Wii. And that's saying something, right? Like, believe it or not, and you might go, oh, well, I didn't know you were such a Wii fan, CG. Well, listen, I wasn't necessarily a Wii fan, but the thing about it is that makes it kind of interesting is the fact that, us as fans can remember that far back. I actually had to go back, and the year the Wii came out in 2006, you guys know my brother Hellhammer, but in 2006, he was, let me think, 14 or so. So I actually camped out at a Circuit City to get that console for him, and it was a very interesting experience. And I have to say that it was something that I absolutely loved it at the time. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, right? I knew they were getting a shipment. I was, I think, number 7 in line or something like that, and there was a good 25 people camping out, and they were so nice. Most people brought their own chairs or whatever. I didn't know what to expect, and they were like, hey, we'll save your spot if you want to go to Walmart next door and grab a chair or something. So I did, and I came back, and people were playing their their DS's, and I think I had my PSP, and I was playing that, or I think I might have just gotten that, or it might have been a DS, I don't remember at the time. But yeah, it was just such a good experience. And then and I remember escorting an older couple out who were getting one for their grandson, and I escorted him out to the car because, I didn't want anything to happen to it. And that was at a time when people were doing that kind of thing, So yeah, very interesting. And I have to say that it's just such an interesting time that, we're seeing kind of, consoles that they're going to be hard to find even a year from now, and it's just like, I don't know, it just seems surreal to me because I was able to actually get both on launch. So, it does seem a little bit surreal, but at the same time, I can understand the frustration when people, if they haven't been able to actually go get one, and that does suck. So hopefully that could kind of come to a little bit of an end, and we can actually see some people actually get some of these consoles. I think that's going to be really great because I want to see console. I know people don't want to hear this or they don't believe it or what have you, but I just personally feel like I want consoles to survive long term, and so for that to happen, I just love the fact that the consoles are going to have to sell well and continue to sell well and do well. and that's what I'm looking forward to. So, with that being said, I of course will link this. What do you guys think? I mean, it does look like Sony was able to get some of the, you know, get some of the these things out there. I think that, you know, there's been some restocks and actually selling some in some stores and stuff, but I still think it's going to be a while before we see them specifically on the shelves. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.